Yeah, it's been honestly quite a long 3 weeks for me lately, but I'm excited to be playing here with the guys, and I've put in a lot of work here off the ice, and also skating after practice, trying to stay on and make sure I stay ready. So exciting times, and you're always looking forward to your first game of the season. So should be good.
It was a unique summer for you. You're looking for a job, and now you have one with the Oilers. Do you put any added pressure on yourself, or how do you try to calm those nerves and just play your game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously for me, I think I've said this before. I've been on 1-year deal, I think, for the last 3-4 years. So not that obviously I think every player is looking for longer terms and things like that. And but for me, I've always have to work twice as hard in the summer and make sure, come into camp and make an impression. So I think, being my 7th year in the league and being in this situation last year as well, I'm not overly nervous, as you can tell probably. So I've been around, I've played in high pressure games, and I know how to prepare, so I'll be okay.
What can you say about your line mates, and how do you compliment Milan Lucic and Ryan Strome out there?
Yeah, I think for me, actually, the past couple of games, I've been able to go up in the press box and watch a period or two, and I think it's a good way to stay alert and make sure you understand how guys play. So obviously, Luch has been around for a while. He's a guy that plays straight lines and goes to the net, and Stromer's a crafty player. So I think for me, I just try to play a simple game tonight. Obviously, it's been a while since I've played, and but I feel pretty good in my body right now, and just play a solid 60 minutes and see how it goes.
Tyler's been playing, and what you hope will work tonight?
Yeah, obviously, he's been getting his chances. He found a way to cash in on one last game, which is good. And you hope that that builds momentum for him. And once one goes in, that the old saying is, now a bunch go in for him. So that's what we're hoping for.
Todd has talked about using him on a penalty kill. He's been out on the ice, with a minute left in tie games. There's a reliability with this young player. Do you notice that as well?
Yeah. He's a reliable player. He's smart. Works hard, does all the right things. So he's definitely someone that I think is gaining Todd's trust each and every day.
Some of the guys after his first goal, he appears to be a kid that everyone's really cheering for. Can you kind of do you kind of agree with that sort of feel?
Yeah, sure. He's a guy that was here a little bit last year and was coming again and worked hard and earned a spot, and now he's an everyday player, and guys like him a lot. He's a good guy, and guys are definitely cheering for him.
Connor, you're playing against the Nashville Predators, who are coming off a win last night. Tied for the league lead in points. Is this a good test for you guys tonight?
Yeah, another good test. We'll be saying that a lot, though. We have a tough schedule coming up, and have had last couple tough games, and obviously Nashville, the President's Trophy last year. Another team that's going to threaten to go all the way. So another good test for us.
It's special. Anytime you can play with those two, it's really special, and hopefully I can take advantage of it.
What do you have to do when you play with those two guys? How do you adjust your game?
Just find open space, move your feet. Connor and Nuge are both fast, so you got to keep up with them. And I think just find space and get open for them.
Getting that first goal out of the way, how much was that kind of a big lift, and how much does that help for your confidence-wise going forward?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a huge confidence boost. Getting the first one out of the way. The first one's always the hardest, but hopefully I can keep going with it.
That was a pretty nice snipe too. That's the one that you can tell your grandchildren was actually a top shelf snipe.
Yeah, I think so. It was a good one, but it was a really good pass by Lars, and wouldn't have been able to do it without him.
Part of being on this line against this team, they got two pretty good deep pairs. You're going to see a lot of those high-end defensemen. How much of a challenge is it for you to go up against like number 1, number 2 NHL D-men?
It's definitely going to be a challenge, but when you got Connor and Nuge on your line, it makes it a little bit easier, but it's definitely going to be a challenge.
Discuss. I mean, you're young into your career, so maybe there's always a little bit of nerves before a game still. But I mean, you're playing with a guy that people are calling the best player in the world. I just wonder if there's any different feel coming into a game when you're playing on the line.
No, he's a really good guy in the locker room, on the ice. So I think it's just like playing anybody else on this team.
Tyler, you're playing against the league-leading Nashville Predators right now. Is this a good test for you guys overall, and how confident are you feeling with your game right now?
Yeah, definitely. Coming in and playing, the top team in that division, it's definitely going to be a test, but I think we're ready for it.
What's the most skilled players you've played with, and what was that like? Would it be the World Juniors, the public?
Yeah, probably. Or playing with him, Connor, last year. It's crazy. They have so much skill and so fast, so you got to move your feet and stay up with the play.
On behalf of Jim Matheson, who's not here today, we just want to know if we can get an injury update on some of the guys.
Yeah, Ratty will be, he won't be playing tonight, and he'll be out for a couple of weeks at least. Matt Benning is on IR, so he'll be out for a week for sure. And Drake Caggiula is not ready to play.
With Ratty, so it just looked like he pulled something, or what was the nature of that?
Yeah, it was a muscle, mid-body muscle that, you know, I can't even tell you how it happened. It happens, and pulled something, and he's hurt, so he's going to need some time to recover and heal.
Can you just talk about you know, the thought process of goes to Yamamoto into that spot, and you know, other guys that you might have considered and things like that? Just the thought process.
Yeah, Yamo has played well. He keeps a lot of offensive plays alive. He goes to the paint. The other two have played well over, on that line, have played well over 20 to 24 minutes a night, so they're going to get a lot of ice time, and we felt like he would fit that spot.
Todd, by putting him there, he'll end up seeing a lot of, you know, number one, number two defensemen, real good defenders. What have you seen in Yamamoto's ability to handle those types of defenders, and what a challenge that is?
Well, physically, he's been fine. You know, I think back to Boston, you got Chara, who's perhaps the biggest player in the league, and Yamu's one of the smaller ones, and he went up and battled against him for 120 minutes now. Didn't win all the battles, but he showed up for them, and that's encouraging. Tonight, when you talk about facing the you know, the top two defensemen, they've got a top four that's as strong as anybody's top two, so it doesn't matter. He's going to play against two real good defensemen no matter what line he's on, and he's been fine. He creates space for teammates. He holds on to pucks. He's one of our best retrieval players. Anything that's loose, he's able to strip pucks and roll around in tight areas to try and create for teammates. Got a little confidence. He scored the other day and had another great chance a minute after. So we're anticipating he has a good night with those two.
Two-part question here, Todd. It's talked about all around the league, and winning one-goal games is crucial to any team's success. You guys have done that for 3 straight games now, last 2 in overtime. And now second part of the question is now you're also welcoming a red-hot Nashville Predator team that has won 4 straight. What's the general feel heading into this one? Is this a big test for your group coming into tonight?
Well, the second part first. The Nashville team is a test for everybody in the league. They are, you know, they're arguably the top team in the league or in the Western Conference at this point. And they're often a team that just gets better as the year goes on. Very dynamic back end, forwards that complement their D. And it is a big test for us. How do we feel going in? We feel pretty good. You know, obviously not as healthy as we'd like to be, but we're now back into the NHL. Our games are coming fast, and bumps and bruises don't heal as quick. So, you know, our group will be, I'd like to think we'll be prepared to play, and we'll come out and swing the bat right away instead of, you know, wander around the batter's box. Let's get right at it, and we haven't done that for a few nights. 1-goal games. Usually the special teams dictate the outcome of a 1-goal game, and our last 3 we've been able to win the special teams battle, and as a result we win the game, so that's how important they are.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I think you have a sort of a policy that when guys come up, they don't necessarily play in the first game, you stick with who's here and then integrate them into the lineup. But regarding Kevin Gravel and Garrison, just a thought on what you're looking out of with Gravel when he gets in, and because based on today, it looks like
no policy set like that. It just happens, and we'll use players as we feel we need them. Kevin got here late yesterday. He is going to watch the game tonight, and he's up here to play. He's not up here to sit and be a placeholder. So the other 6 defensemen that are in the lineup tonight have to perform at a high level to maintain ice time or maintain a roster position. And healthy competition's been good for our team. We've seen it so far with different players going in and out of the lineup, as well as going up and down the lineup. And if we can maintain that and have those players push each other, then we'll be better for it.
Cam talked about confidence you showed him in Winnipeg, not taking him out after that 4th goal, and he said it really spurred him on. Can you touch on that decision, and also do you have any kind of idea of what you want to do with Talbot? Is it day to day? You just check with him, or is there any kind of schedule for Koskinen or anything like that?
There's Mikko will get a game here soon. We talked about that the other day, so he will get a game here soon. Talbs is in a groove right now. He's by no means fatigued. He is excited about playing games. I think when the team was flat against Boston, he was outstanding, and that shows me he's sharp and he wants to be in the net. As far as leaving him in Winnipeg, the game was unique. We were down 4, but we didn't feel like we were completely out of it, obviously, with the result, and wanted to show confidence in him. There was some discussion, do we put Mikko in at that point, but we stuck with Talbs. We believe in him, and we were lucky enough to get the win. He was a big part of it.
What are you looking for out of Alex Chiasson, and what do you think he brings to the lineup?
I think Alex Chiasson's going to be a good player for us, and he's a detailed player. He might not be the speediest player, but he makes up for his feet with his brain. Well positioned, plays a direct game, straightforward. He's good in and around the blue paint, and he's a veteran. He knows what's going to happen tonight. He's felt it before. He's bought his time, and he deserves an opportunity to play. I'd love for him to go in now and have a great night and keep a spot in the lineup, push somebody else, and that goes back to that healthy competition. Okay.